Hello, welcome back to part 2 of the online time trial of the Nordschleife. So I'll restart the lap. So we're in 3rd gear, 4th gear, turn it in, hit the brakes just as you reach the end of the red and white curb on the right hand side here. Hit the brakes hard, keep it in gear 4, get to the apex, run it as wide as you dare but don't fully go over the white line, bring it back to the left, leave it in 4th, brief bit of brake, turn it in, on the power nice and early up the hill, you can run it a little bit wide there. It's really important to carry momentum up that hill as you carry any mistakes all the way down this straight here. So up to 5th. Okay, so next bend, hit the brakes there, down into 4th, turn it in, be patient with the throttle, on the power. Again, you'll carry any mistakes through that corner all the way up this long power zone here. It's not really a straight because it's not straight, but make sure you get a clean exit out that last bend. Really use all the revs there as well up the hill. Okay, so just take the cleanest lines possible. Take steering as minimal as you can. Bring it back to the right now. Next braking zone. Ease it back to the right there. And I'm just going to hit the brakes for around about a second, and then shift down into 4th gear to turn it in. Try and carry as much momentum as you can, use all the track, on the power nice and early to steady it, and into 5th gear. This next bend is flat out, so do not lift, use all the track, and that's going to hit the brakes just as I reach the red and white curb on the left hand side there and shift down to gear 3. Turn it in. I did miss the apex a little bit there, didn't seem too bad. Be careful the wheel spin on the exit, you might need to manage the throttle. Up to gear 4, coming up to the carousel. I'm going to hit the brakes. Do you see just where the red and white curb just starts to bend to the right? As I'm alongside that, I'm going to hit the brakes and then shift down to gear 2. And I'm going to keep the wheels on the left hand side of the car, just on that little bit of strip of tarmac on the left, and the right hand wheels on the banking. Back up into gear 3. I'm going to go on the power and about halfway round this bend and ease it out to the right to get a good exit. Bring it back to the right. Try and take the shortest line possible here, and now this turns flat out, leave it in 4th, use all the track, and again I'm going to hit the brakes just as I get to this red and white curb on the right, just very briefly, and then turn it in carrying as much momentum as I can through this next sequence of turns. Leave it in 4th gear, use the power to steady it, use the curbs as well, and turn it in. Don't really need to brake for that one. Again on the power. Now these next turns, just ease off. A quick dab of brake just to help get it turned. Get onto that curb, same with this bit, get onto that curb. Try not to go over the white line. Brief bit of brake there, turn it in. And on the power nice and early. Now brake hard for this downhill left. It's tighter than it looks. And leave it in 4th. And again brake hard for this downhill right. You can run this one a little bit wide onto the red and white curb. And just brief bit of brake, turn in, again leave it in 4th gear on the power nice and early as you're going up the hill, and brake nice and hard there, and off the brakes, turn it in, leave it in 4th gear. Now run it over those curves on the right hand side and stay on the power down these sort of bends down here, and you're next going to hit the brakes just as you go down into this compression before the right hand turn. There it is, turn it in, again carry as much momentum as you can for that double apex corner. Stay on the power if you can here. Sometimes you might need to lift briefly there just to keep it on the track. Up into gear 5. Stay on the power here. You need to be brave through this segment. And next going to hit the brakes. So see that little bit of grass that sticks out? When I'm a few car lengths past that, I'm going to hit the brakes relatively hard for this next turn. Carry as much momentum as you can. Try and bring it back to the right. And then on the brakes, turn it in. And on the power, leave it in 4th gear. And the second carousel is hit the brakes, leave it in gear 4. That's it. And on the power, wasn't the smoothest one, that one, but it's okay. And this next turn here, don't brake, just off the gas, turn it in, back on the power, and same with this next right, just off the power, turn it in, back on the power as early as you dare. Use all the track to get the best exit possible onto this long straight. Again, you'll carry any mistakes all the way up this straight. And approach this incline, just leave it in 5th gear to carry as much momentum as possible. I have to really use all the revs here. So it gets to about 150 miles an hour. I was finding if I was shifting to 6th, it would struggle at 148, 149. So I wait to the top of the hill and then shift it into 6th. You can just steer as minimal as you can through this part. And you're going to next hit the brakes about now. Really hard, down through the gears, keep it as straight as you can, down into 3rd. Onto that bit of tarmac on the right. Bring it back to left again, onto that tarmac on the left. Turn it in, I did go a bit wide here, probably lost a tenth or two. And back on the power as you come up to the line. There you have it. So thanks for watching. I hope you found that useful. That's a 7 minutes 46.103. Should remain good enough for gold. If you find it useful, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to upload the lap to my showcase on GT7 as well. And thanks for watching.